What's up, guys, and welcome to the last and what's on my call, the greatest edition of Bracketology. I have the distinct honor of bringing you the greatest plays from our 2021 season, the last season to be played on 6v6. Now, 2021 was the year our very capable League IT team figured out that if we traveled our West region teams to Hawaii to connect with our East region teams in Asia, we'd be able to carry out safe and fair global competition. And that, of course, was the sole reason why we went to Hawaii, obviously. See, we really needed capable staff there to, test the ping and whatnot, someone to make sure all the internet cables were connected and such. It's been truly grueling work. Okay, so maybe I had a few minutes to enjoy the scenery while we were there, but the level of competition we saw during the 2021 season was sweet. Some might say as sweet as a pineapple smoothie at the top of Diamond Head Crater. Okay, I know you get the point. Let's get to these matches so you can vote. If you look back on the 2021 season, this was the match that really set the tone for the entire year of mind-blowing competition. Opening week. Defending champions against a team that everyone wanted to, yet couldn't fully believe in.
Do you guys believe in miracles? Because I surely do. Let's go for Houston Outlaws, baby.
God,
Let's go!
no. Oh my god.
I believe Houston.
No.
Houston!
It went the distance. 6 maps of incredible Overwatch punctuated by moments of audacious lineup decisions and bold displays of ingenuity. Dorado was an absolute feast, with Minky Violet starting turn on Cassidy, Jake's a short Brigitte play, and we were treated to Striker's improbable doorway drop down on Oasis.
Cannot believe this! San Francisco! They're forcing her to side a map, man! What is this?
And finally, on Havana, with Houston facing the very real possibility of a crushing reverse sweep, Django landed one of the greatest Earth Shatters in League history.
Man, what a performance from the Outlaws. And the Shock, man, they are crushed. They threw everything at this series.
For the first quarter of the season, the Dallas Fuel looked as dominant as any team we'd ever seen. It wasn't until these June Joust finals, a rematch between Dallas and Shanghai, who also met in the May Melee, that we saw the solution play out in real time. The Dragons had been fiddling around with a Wrecking Ball comp all weekend, and after going down 1-3 to Dallas, they rolled the dice on it once again. The way Shanghai was able to disrupt the Fuel's rhythm and exert their own will on the match was an absolute strategic masterstroke. Aside from the gameplay, which was, top tier from both sides in all 7 maps, the Dragons' victory was especially meaningful for main tank Fate, who shouldered an immense burden not only against his predecessor at the position, but also as the spearhead of a virtually untested comp.
Fearless is finding it so difficult to get the same value that Fate is on the Wrecking Ball.
Now, if it had failed, that could have sunk the team's morale for the rest of the season. But instead, Fate's Wrecking Ball became the blueprint for the rest of the Dragons' charmed season as they swept a dominant path to the championship.
The Shanghai Dragons have done it. An absurd series of events. They've come back, and look at the sheer joy on their faces. They can hardly believe what they've achieved.
In terms of pure excitement factor, this has got to be one of the high watermarks of the entire season. A turbocharged rivalry between the Shock and the Gladiators, both playing their own kind of brand of bunker comp, fighting over a spot in the final tournament of the season. Well, there is no way it wouldn't deliver some epic moments. The Shock seemed poised to punch their ticket to Hawaii after strong showings on Hanamura as well as Blizzard World, but one moment on Havana changed the script. The Gladiators sussed out of Shock's late defensive setup and dismantled it with one of the most daring plays of the season.
The advantage, but not for much longer. That's going to be Havana going to the Gladiators, and we are going the distance here.
This play was a perfect synthesis of a team that was completely dialed into their instincts and a superstar player Shu doing, superstar things, getting the absolute most out of Baptiste's cooldowns. In the end, The Gladiators' flexibility gave them the advantage on tiebreaker map Oasis, as they deftly swapped to a Wrecking Ball comp and tore up City Center, but without their successful gambit on Havana, well, we likely wouldn't have gotten to the next and final match on this list.
And that is the Gladiators taking it. They are the ones who are going to Hawaii, not the San Francisco Shock, not today.
The beauty of the 2021 season was that it wasn't just dominated by one or two teams. Depending on the meta, the tournament cycle, tides, and sundry planetary alignments, anyone could shine. And for a couple of weeks towards the end of the regular season, the Gladiators were the best team in the world. The maelstrom we saw in that match against the Shock was even fiercer in the Countdown Cup, as they took the Chengdu Hunters, who had plenty of high points themselves, to the brink in a wildly oscillating matchup.
I do not know what to expect. Either team could take it at this point.
And in the end, like a game of Clue, it was Shu on Havana with the AMP Matrix. That play nearly erased the memory of Hunter Star and soon-to-be League MVP Leaf's Pulse Bump heroics on the map earlier on Kings Row. In a tournament that featured 4 MVP candidates, Leaf's performance somehow still stood above the pack, but it was the Gladiators who ultimately got their crowning moment.
And nobody can touch the point. The Los Angeles Gladiators are going to be taking away the Countdown Cup Finals. And what a display from them.
And that's it for 2021. Vote for your favorite match on the Overwatch League Twitter and keep an eye out as we match each season's best matches against each other to decide the best Overwatch League match of all time. See you soon!